Hello. Having my rest time. There's Jenny. The sun is out. All right, this is called A Bargain for Frances. I really like Frances. She's a badger. I don't remember this book, so we'll have to see what happens. A Bargain for Frances. Ooh, I think I do remember. Has something to do with a tea set. See the tea set? Yeah, there's the tea set for Phoebe, Byron, Esme, and Julia. It even says tea set. It was a fine summer's day, and after breakfast, Frances said, "I am going to play with Thelma." "Be careful," said Mother. That's what Lynn always says. She always says, "Be careful." "Why do I have to be careful?" said Frances. "Remember the last time?" said Mother. "Which time was that?" said Frances. "That was the time you played catch with Thelma's new boomerang," said Mother. "Thelma did all the throwing, and you came home with lumps on your head." Uh-oh. "I remember that now," said Frances. "And do you remember the other time last winter?" said Mother. "I remember that time too," said Frances. Oh, look, Frances is bringing her mother the dishes so she can wash them. "That was the first time there was ice on the pond, and Thelma wanted to go skating, and she told me to go first." "And who came home wet?" said Mother. "You or Thelma?" "I came home wet," said Frances. Oh, Frances is drying the dishes for her mom. "Yes," said Mother. "That is why I say be careful, because when you play with Thelma, you always get the worst of it." "Well," said Frances, "this time I do not have to be careful, because we are not playing with boomerangs, and we are not skating. We are having a tea party, and we are making a mud cake. Be careful anyhow," said Mother. "All right," said Frances. Frances took her dolls to Thelma's house. She took her alligator doll and her elephant doll and her snake doll and her teddy bear too. As Frances walked to Thelma's house, she sang, "Alligators, bears, and me are very fond of drinking tea. The elephant and the wiggly snake are happy when they eat their cake." I always like Frances's songs. Okay, gotta scratch my head. All right. Frances and Thelma made a mud cake. They put daisies on it for frosting, and Thelma got out her dolls and her tea set. "I am saving up for a tea set," said Frances. "I am saving all my allowances." "This is the best kind to get," said Thelma. "It is plastic, and it has red flowers on it." "That is not the kind I want," said Frances. "I want a real china tea set with pictures on it in blue. The tea set I want has trees and birds and a Chinese house and a fence and a boat and people walking on a bridge." "I used to have that kind of tea set, but all I have now is part of the tea set. The rest of it got broken." That is what can happen. "That is why that kind of tea set is no good," said Thelma. "The cups break, and the saucers break, and the teapot, and the cream pitcher, and the sugar bowl break, and then the set is all gone. My set has red flowers, and it does not break unless you step on it." "Well," said Frances, "I am saving up for the other kind." "How much have you saved up?" said Thelma. $2.17, said Frances. "How much does a tea set cost?" said Thelma. "I don't know," said Frances. "I am sure they cost a lot," said Thelma. "It will take you a long time to save up all that money." "I know," said Frances, "and I wish I had a tea set now." "Maybe I will sell you mine," said Thelma. "I don't want yours," said Frances. "I want a real china one with pictures on it in blue." "I don't think they make those anymore," said Thelma. "I know another girl who saved up for that tea set. Her mother went to all the stores and could not find one." Then that girl lost some of her money and spent the rest on candy and never got a tea set. That is what happens to lots of girls. They never get tea sets. Maybe you will never get one. "If I buy yours, I will," said Frances. "But you said that you didn't want it," said Thelma. "And anyhow," switching hands so you can see the picture, "and anyhow, I don't want to sell it now." "Why not?" said Frances. "Well," said Thelma, "it is a very good tea set. It is plastic that does not break, and it has pretty red flowers on it, and it has all the cups and saucers and the sugar bowl and the cream pitcher and the teapot. It is almost new, and I think it cost a lot of money." I'm switching hands again. "But I have $2.17, said Frances. "That is a lot of money." "I don't know," said Thelma. If I sell you my tea set, I won't have one any more." "We can have tea parties at my house then," said Frances, "and you can use that money to buy a new doll." "Well, maybe," said Thelma. "Do you have your money with you?" "I will run home and get it," said Frances. "All right," said Thelma. "I will think about it while you go home." And Frances ran home for her money, and when she came back, Thelma said, "I will sell you my new tea set." And Frances gave Thelma her money, and Thelma gave Frances her tea set. "No backsies on this," said Thelma. "All right," said Frances. "No backsies." And Frances went home with her tea set and her dolls, and she sang, "A plastic pot can pour the tea for my dolls and my friends and me. Just as well as china. Red is as good as blue. Plastic cups are all right too, and just as good as china cups." When Frances got home, she showed the tea set to her little sister Gloria. "That is a very ugly tea set," said Gloria. "What is the matter with it?" said Frances. "It is ugly," said Gloria. "It is a nice tea set," said Frances. "It is plastic," said Gloria. "It has red flowers. It's ugly. I like the china kind with the blue pictures." "You can't get that kind anymore," said Frances. "They don't have them in the stores." "Yes, they do," said Gloria. "They have them there now." "At the candy store. My friend Ida got one yesterday, and she showed it to Thelma, and Thelma knows they have them at the candy store. They cost $2.07. Frances walked slowly to the candy store. She looked inside, and there was Thelma. Thelma gave the storekeeper her money, and the storekeeper gave Thelma a china tea set. Thelma did, with pictures all in blue. Thelma did not see Frances as Frances walked away. Frances sang a little song as she walked away. "Now that plastic's all I've got, backsies are what there is not. Mother told me to be careful. Thelma better be bewareful." Frances thought, about no backsies all the way home. When she got home, she put a penny in the plastic sugar bowl of her tea set, and then she called Thelma on the telephone. "Hello," said Thelma. "Hello," said Frances. "This is Frances." "Remember," said Thelma, "no backsies." "I remember," said Frances, "but are you sure you really want no backsies?" "You mean I never have to give back the tea set?" said Frances. "That's right," said Thelma. "You can keep the tea set." "Can I keep everything in the sugar bowl too?" said Frances. "What is in the sugar bowl?" said Thelma. "Never mind," said Frances. "No backsies. Goodbye." And Frances hung up the phone. That's what phones used to look like. Frances waited for the telephone to ring. And when it rang, she said, "Hello." "Hello," said Thelma. "This is Thelma." "I know," said Frances. "I just remembered," said Thelma. "I think I put something in the sugar bowl. I think it was a ring. Did you find a ring?" "No," said Frances. "I don't have to tell you what is in the sugar bowl because you said no backsies." "Well," said Thelma, "I just remembered that I put some money in the sugar bowl one time. I think it was my birthday money." "I think it was $2, or maybe it was $5. Did you find some money?" "You said no backsies," said Frances, "so I don't have to tell you." "I don't have to say how much money is in the sugar bowl." "Well," said Thelma, "it is my money and I want it back." "Do you want backsies?" said Frances. Switch hands again. "Do you want your tea set back? And do you want your tea set back and you will give my money back?" "I can't," said Thelma, "because I used the money for a new tea set. There's only a dime left over. I will give you the new tea set and the dime. The new tea set is the china kind that you like. It has pictures all in blue." "You said they don't make them anymore," said Frances. Switching hands again. "This one was very hard to find," said Thelma, "and I think it was the last one in the store." "All right," said Frances, "bring it over." Thelma brought over the china tea set and the dime, and Frances gave back the china, the plastic tea set. Then Thelma took the lid off the sugar bowl and saw the penny. So a penny is only worth $1, and $2.07 is worth 207. "That is not a very nice trick to play on a friend," said Thelma. "No," said Frances, "it is not. And that was not a nice trick that you played on me when you sold me your tea set." "Well," said Thelma, "from now on I will have to be careful when I play with you." "Being careful is not as much fun as being friends," said Frances. "Do you want to be careful or do you want to be friends?" "I want to be friends," said Thelma. "All right," said Frances, "then I will give you halvesies on the dime." And Frances and Thelma went to the candy store with the dime, and Frances bought bubble gum and Thelma bought Lifesavers. Then they went back to Frances's house to skip rope, and Gloria came out to turn the rope and skip too. Yes, it's good to have 3. You and Gloria can skip first, said Frances to Thelma, and I will go last. Isn't that kind? And Thelma skipped first, and then Gloria, and then Frances skipped. And she sang, 1 for plastic, 2 for china, 3 for yours, and 4 for mine, 5 for tea, and 6 for cakes, 7 for elephants, 8 for snakes, 9's a trip to the candy store, then comes 10, and 10 skips more. Backsies 1, backsies 2, backsies are no fun to do. Careful once, careful twice, being careful is not nice, being friends is better. And then Frances and Thelma shared their bubblegum and lifesavers with Gloria. And that was kind. The end. The end of A Bargain for Frances. Look, I've put Jenny to sleep. All right. I'll see you next time. I love you. Be safe and be brave.